Morning, mate. How's it going? Got me a cup of tea. I've had 2 coffees already, so I'm on the tea now. Any more coffees, I'll be Harry Potter mug. Ooh, you're a wizard, Harry. So, what am I discussing today? Old Trafford / new Old Trafford, so I'll call it new Old Trafford. So, it's one of these situations now as a United supporter, you've got to pick sides. Are you for the new stadium or are you against the new stadium? I'm torn. I'm not going to lie, I'm torn. There's a lot of people putting their flag on their mast for we mustn't have a new stadium. And I'm probably 70% keep Old Trafford. But there's 30% that's niggling me, really niggling me. And that's really what I want to discuss. So let's look at Old Trafford. So personally, if we go to Manchester and you're driving in and you get nearer the ground and you see through the streets and you can just see maybe the corner of the stand, that gives me goosebumps. I'm 46 years old. That gives me goosebumps. Walking up to the ground and I see it, that gives me goosebumps. Walking into the ground, it gives me goosebumps. It always has and it always will. And I think that's because just the history of this football club, the people who have walked out onto that grass, the history is just incredible. We attend the Munich anniversary a lot. So being under the clock for that memorial is something seriously special. And it's everything, it's everything. That ground is so special. I'm sure Liverpool fans feel it about Anfield, Newcastle fans feel it about St James's Park, maybe Arsenal are starting to feel it with the Emirates. I don't think City think that at the Etihad. But anyway, Old Trafford is seriously historical and such an important place. But that south stand, being, it's the sort of the fantastic oval just stops there. And we'll talk about upgrading Old Trafford in a minute, but you imagine we could get that lifted. Obviously inside the ground, when you compare it to the new stadia, it's nowhere near at all. The mega store is absolutely shite. Considering we're one of the biggest clubs in the world, the merchandise we offer is shite. My local team, which is like Parks Football, semi-professional, sell better merchandise than Manchester United. You know what I mean? Absolute madness. But I think that's down to the people in the club more than anything. I remember in the old days going to the shop that was like a separate building just outside the stadium, and used to be full of brilliant things, absolutely brilliant things. And considering we're owned by the owners of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, NFL merch, second to none. Why have they not brought that to the football? I don't know. Hey, that's another story. So yeah, the ground isn't great. It's old school really from the outside. A lick of paint don't really do the job that United thought it would. But it's Old Trafford, and it's that special history, the atmosphere in Old Trafford. Go back to like playing Barcelona in '84. The place was rocking. We've had many European nights, since that. In the 98-99 season, 2008 season, all these amazing nights. Recently, Lyon, where it was 5-4, Harry Maguire. Old Trafford can be one of the best stadiums in the world for atmosphere on a usually a Champions League night, but get back to the league success and that as well. The new stadium. Now, this is where my 30% sway is going. If we upgrade Old Trafford, it'll be the South Stand, yeah? They're saying that the train station and the houses behind are causing a problem. No, you just have to go and pay for the best architects in the world. You go to New York, they're still putting skyscrapers up. There is no room in New York to add skyscrapers, yet they're adding skyscrapers. So you're telling me that we can't pay a lot of money for an architect to come in and say, oh no, we can sort that. Of course we can sort it. Put that stand up, and then suddenly you've got the bowl. My concern is then, what would that probably take us to if we upgraded that? Oh, we're 76. You might be looking at 86, 90. I'm worried about teams like City, Chelsea, Liverpool of upgrading their stadium and making it 100,000. I know these teams won't fill it, but they'll just do it. City will just, one day they'll have 120,000 seat stadium. Be empty, but they'll do it. And I don't want that. I want us to have the best stadium in England, in the UK, and to be honest, in Europe, you know. But seeing this World Cup in America has made me think the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles just looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I think, what happens if they build us a new stadium that looks like that? You know, that'd be amazing. 100,000 seater looking like that would be incredible. It also put our stadium to the best in Europe. And that's where United should be. And I don't think we can do that with Old Trafford. So it's really difficult to know where we're going to go with this. Personally, I'm 70% that we should upgrade Old Trafford. Now, whether it means knocking Old Trafford down and building it again, still there. The history's still there. You know, it's Trigger's mop, isn't it? The history is still there. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And to be fair, if you did up Old Trafford, you could still have the regeneration area going into Salford, but it could be like you know, the path could lead from Old Trafford into that area and all the shops and restaurants and stuff. But it also excites me, the new stadium having all this stuff around it. And I don't want us to become a plastic club like City, you know, and it'd be cheesy, but we could have a museum. You know, a separate museum. The megastore could be like the size of Tesco's extra. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's looking like we're going to get the big stadium, and I think United fans just got to live with it. You know, I have concerns that we're going to fill out 100,000 seater because they're just going to whack these prices up. And then you will have a problem then, because the only people go into the games will be the tourists. You know, then the atmosphere will drop. That's the concern. But if only we could do Old Trafford as it is, redesign it, maybe just do it on that land so the Munich clock is there. What are they going to do with the Munich clock? Is it going to go to the new ground? It's not going to be the same. The history of going to where everyone else have since 58 to mourn and to celebrate the Busby Babes. If that's gone and you've got a clock on a new ground, you're still going to get people go there. We'll still go there, but it won't be the same. So I don't know. You know, what's your thoughts on it, guys? If you put in the comments what you think. Are you for the new stadium or against it? If you're against it, why? If you're for it, why? I'm 70-30. I'll push to an 80-20 in favour of keeping Old Trafford. I don't know if we'll go any further, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm lost with that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But like and subscribe, guys. Get your comments in below as well. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. If you got a cup of tea, mate, enjoy it. Here you go. Ka-ching. I'll see you soon for another video.